Back to the Grand Solar Minimum channel. Today is Thursday, August 1st, 2019. Hope everyone's having a good week so far. Got a lot of stuff to talk about tonight. It's been a busy week, battling the censorship up and down the internet. Mari's video yesterday, her solar update, turned into a spicy rant. I don't blame her. Very frustrating what's happening right now, but let's get started with the show first. We'll get into that here in a little bit. Go over to the grandsolarminimum.com. Our solar wind speeds are reporting in at 490.1 kilometers per second with a density of 3.1. KP indices at a 1. 24-hour max is currently sitting at a 3. And we are blank once again, guys. 9 days in a row with 0 sunspots. It's 141 days without sunspots. TCI is also still pretty cold, 2.65. Our record is 2.05, and that was set back in February of 2009. You guys can see the chart right here with the information. It's been getting colder probably since around the 2000s, early 2000s. So we watch this move just like we see our solar cycles as well. All right, let's go ahead and check out some more space weather stats on the space weather section here at the grandsolarminimum.com. Like we said earlier, KP indices have been up and down. We had that Earth-facing coronal hole, and I called for a earthquake watch on Tuesday night for 6.5 or greater. We got hit with a 6.5 in Vanuatu, and then today, just another 24 to 36 hours after that, we got a 6.8 in Chile. So, Grand Solar Minimum channel once in a while is right, and how about that, huh? But the second one was not expected, and curious to see what brings us here on this next Earth-facing coronal hole as we speak right now. Currently, this will now be Earth-facing, so expect the effects from this within the next 3 to 4 days. And watch here at the end how the middle of this kind of opens up a little bit more. And we've talked about how the wider the coronal hole, the faster the solar wind speeds. Now here at the very end, this opens up pretty good, and it might have something to do with even higher solar wind speeds with this next batch of solar wind. So we'll keep our eyes on that. KP indices, if they start dropping back below the 2 and the 1 range again, of course we'll be watching out for more quakes, as this will be affecting Earth's magnetic shield within the next 3 to 4 days. And there is that large coronal hole, another one forming on the eastern limb. And other than that, folks, we don't have any active regions or no concerns of an active region on the near horizon. So we expect solar minimum conditions to continue and deepen as we move into the month of August. And also, I want to talk about temperatures for July. I'll get into that as well. There's a correlation to that. Like I said, we'll talk about that here in a little bit. Let's take a look at our TSI, our total solar irradiance. Folks out there, I've seen it in the chat before, asking what TSI is. Total solar irradiance is the output of the sun. We monitor that here at the Grand Solar Minimum. Ari leaves the link so you can go to this site yourself and check out the real-time data. Actually, it's 8 days behind, but this is as close as we get. 1360.64, that was as of July 23rd, 2019. So TSI kind of holding steady here in that 13.60 range. Not really flirting at all with 13.50 or 1359.0 at this moment. So we will continue to monitor the TSI as we have since day one of this channel, and it's gradually, slowly declining, and you can see just by looking at the pattern over the last several years how slow of a decline TSI takes. That's nothing overnight. We do from time to time get a sudden drop in TSI, but we also get a quick rebound as well. So far, nothing to worry about as far as sudden drops and staying that way as of yet. All right, let's go back to the grandsolarminimum.com update on Derbyshire Police. Further evacuations are taking place downstream. The tobe broke Reservoir, and Whaley Bridge, including areas within Ferns Vale, New Mills, where officers are contacting those affected. Work continues to ensure that structural integrity of the reservoir wall. And that's very familiar what we've seen in Orville. Rough days in Norway, several missing. One is likely dead, unfortunately. Taking this here from weather.com. A 50-year-old man is presumed dead, and several others remain unaccounted for. Missing after heavy rain triggered a series of landslides. Hello. Tackle. All right, thank you, weather.com. Norway, Tuesday, that had a series of landslides in western Norway that sent a deluge of water, rocks, and mud into a village. The missing man was believed to have been in his automobile when he was swept away by one of the landslides. A local newspaper reports the rural town is home to about 3,000 people, so a very remote area. It has been relatively extreme on our part, especially considering there has been difficult to access little mobile coverage. This has made both rescue and search work very difficult. Heavy rain was reported late Tuesday into Wednesday in the area. Almost 3 inches of rain was reported in a few hours late Tuesday, and rainfall for the month of July is well above average, says weather.com meteorologist Linda Lamb. Everything in paths of the landslide was swept away. Local roadways were closed by the slide, the majority of which have since reopened. On Wednesday, this area received another 4.2 inches of rain. So several days of rain falling just in 2 days for Norway landslides. At this moment, only one is presumed dead, several missing. Link will be here at the website. And here's that 6.8 earthquake, the second one that we came at us right at the 72-hour mark. As I said, Tuesday night, we were under a 72-hour watch for earthquake. Strong and shallow earthquake registered by the USGS. 6.8 hit near the coast of O'Higgins, Chile at 1828 UTC on August 1st, 2019. About 300,000 people living within about 62 miles and 30,000 people are estimated to have felt the strong shaking. 120,000 of moderate and 10,000, almost 11,000 felt light. Based on all available data, there are no tsunami risk from this earthquake, as this was actually located just off the shore of Chile. USGS issued a green alert for shaking-related fatalities and economic losses. There is a low likelihood of casualties and damage. So, again, that's good news. Whenever they issue the green code, it usually means that we're not going to see much damage from this, or we're not going to see any casualties or any injuries. Although we do see this earthquake sitting up on a line right here where that star is placed. Let's zoom in a little bit. So looks like it's on some kind of a fault out here. Again, 6.8. This was about 36 hours after the 6.5 that we got in Vanuatu. Leave the link at the grandsolarminimum.com. And here is the 6.6 that hit Vanuatu. This happened 15:02 UTC time on July 31st, 2019. The agency reporting a depth of 111 miles deep. The EMSC is reporting a 6.5 with a depth of 119 miles. About 86. Okay, Siri was trying to pay attention to what's going on, but it didn't happen. So, sorry about that, folks. There's about 86,000 people living within 62 miles. There was no tsunami risk once again. And you see the location just off land. And another green was issued once again for any kind of fatalities or infrastructure damage from this earthquake. So, we had some minor solar wind impact from this recent coronal hole that is now heading towards the western limb. And we get two moderate earthquakes, 6.6, 6.8, not bad. Thankfully, no injury, no concerns, no anything that's going to hurt anybody. So we'll have to watch in the next couple of days what the impact of this, what seems to be a little bit larger coronal hole, it might have a little bit bigger effect on Earth's magnetic field. And trees, power lines down in Massachusetts as storms rumble across Massachusetts here, guys. Flights at Boston's Logan Airport were halted for more than an hour. Crews were working to clear down trees. Thousands are without power across the mid-Atlantic and the Northeast. So here we go. More than trees were toppled and power lines were down as storms rolled across Massachusetts. Wind gusts up to 74 miles an hour recorded at Logan Airport, according to the National Weather Service. Let's take a look at some footage here. Hail and heavy rainfall. Hail and heavy rainfall were also reported in some areas. A pregnant woman and her son were rescued from a stranded car in Natick, Massachusetts, about 20 miles west of Boston. The police department in Massachusetts, just north of Springfield, posted several pictures of showing downed trees and power lines and water standing in streets. The city's official Twitter page posted that there was evidence of possible microbursts. I'd say so. Check out this cul-de-sac right here. I'll zoom in a little bit if I can. Yep. So definitely water above the curb line there. Probably ankle deep. Short period of time. There are at least 2 reports of trees falling on cars, including one in Chicopee and one in the Boston area where a driver, Jeremy Gones, and a passenger were sitting in a car. Wow. The next thing you know, the tree comes down. It was unbelievable. Standing next to the red, and they're lucky that they didn't get seriously hurt. Hundreds of flights were also canceled or delayed at several other major airports in the region, including Baltimore, Washington International Airport, Philadelphia International, Newark International, and New York's John F. Kennedy International. More than 12,000 and a half are without power in Massachusetts as of 5:50 earlier this evening. 20,000 homes and businesses in New Jersey and 11,000 were reported in Pennsylvania. So again, another report of Northeast and East Coast severe weather. We have seen, it's like I've kind of talked about this a couple different times throughout our programs. Look at that lightning right there. Wow. This is at Foxborough Stadium where the New England Patriots play out there in Massachusetts. That's absolutely incredible, folks. The lightning. But we've talked about this pretty much all spring and summer, where it seems like each part of the country, from the Northwest to the Northern Plains to the Midwest to the Central Plains to the South to the East and now to the Northeast, have had its fair share of wild weather. Whether it's flooding or thunderstorms or tornadoes or wind damage or microburst or hailstorms, even the heat. It has taken a turn, each part of this country. I don't think I've ever remember seeing the country take a beating like this as far as the weather goes, where each spot of the country gets blasted for a little while. Some are continuing to get blasted. So, interesting stuff, guys. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere.
Do you like this show? Give us a thumbs up. Want to support us more? Share to your favorite social media platform. Buy a t-shirt or become a Patreon. All links are in the description below.